So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Today we have some bad news, and it's related again to the smartphone industry. If you haven't seen my terrible news video, that one is kind of similar, related to this, but not quite. Today we're going to talk about some bad news facing 2023 with smartphones. So obviously, there's a lot of market challenges in terms of selling smartphones these days, as you know, innovation is kind of stalled and we're kind of getting similar phones all the time, plus the economy and all that. So people are just like not really caring about buying the latest smartphones all the time. Plus phones are so good that a lot of people are just like, I don't need to upgrade. Why would I upgrade? So we're going to talk about some other things though this year besides just that. And you know, this year we're going to see something kind of boring, and that is going to be similar chipsets, similar cameras, similar feature upgrades. Of course, they're always going to try to entice you with the next feature upgrade, but we're going to see smaller changes going forward throughout 2023. Now, the foldable market does look promising, but these regular style smartphones looks like we're going to just see similar stuff once again. I do believe Apple is going to do something a little bit exciting when it comes to the iPhone 15. I believe they're going to bring Dynamic Island to the base model 15. They potentially might give you larger camera bumps with a little bit more feature set there. And of course, there might be something we'll talk about a little bit later in this video, but Tim Cook believes, according to multiple articles and sources out there, you can just look this up yourself, Tim Cook believes that people are willing to stretch their budget for an ultra like iPhone or a more premium iPhone to get the best iPhone out there, the best iPhone experience that you can have. And do I agree with this? And the answer is yes, because of what's on my wrist, the Apple Watch Ultra. So the Apple Watch Ultra is the first Ultra watch that launched, and it's twice the price. Yet it was pretty difficult to get when it first came out because pre-orders sold out immediately. Now, if people will pay twice the price for a watch, do you think they'll pay twice the price for an iPhone, something they use even more? Let me know down below. I think they probably will. So I don't think if those reports are accurate that Tim believes that, I wouldn't disagree with him whatsoever, because honestly, you know, people are going to buy an Apple Watch Ultra, which is something that's kind of a secondary device. You think their main device are not going to go all out? Now, I do think this will be for a subset of consumers. Certain people, you know, a lot of people are not going to be able to buy that, but the people that are, you know, are going to be able to go past, you know, their regular models, which a lot of people think are just there to upsell you to the more premium, the actual iPhones. And this kind of stems from somewhere because, you know, a long time ago, Apple only made the premium iPhone. Then they started making these, you know, different iPhones like the regular 14 and stuff. And I think that made iPhones more accessible to more users. But some people believe they just make these phones to upsell you. And, you know, with the Pro line, if they come out with a Pro line and an Ultra line, the Pro line is going to upsell you to the Ultra line because the Pro line is not going to be quite as good. Think of what Samsung's doing. They have their S23 models, then they go up to the S22 Plus. For Apple, that would probably be like the Pro line. And then you're going to go up to the Ultra with the S23 Ultra. By the way, that's in shipment. I should have those today, so stay tuned. Content arriving tomorrow on that. But I got to tell you guys, this is kind of bad news if you're looking for cheaper prices in 2023. The next bad news is that the slowing growth of this market means that, you know, you're not going to see stuff that's super exciting this year. And with Apple doing Dynamic Island, we know they're not going to switch it up drastically this year. This is something they're going to keep around for a while. So if you're looking for a dream all-screen iPhone, or if you're not, you know, if you're just looking for something different, or you never liked this thing right here, you know, you're probably not going to see massive changes. I do think if they bring an Ultra, that will be a massive change, but that will be the showstopper. That's going to be what grabs the attention. Of course, we're going to have nice colors, and Apple's not going to just bring the same colors. They never do that. So it still will be a little bit exciting, but I don't see major changes happening this year just yet. I'm still waiting for that iPhone 10 like year for Apple again, where it's just totally different once again. That might not be for a while. Maybe that'll be if we see a foldable or a flipping style or just something totally off the wall different for the company. Also, the uncertain economy right now means manufacturers will be playing it safe to protect profits. Kind of similar to what I said about, seeing the similar phones, but because the uncertain economy, they're not going to want to take too many risks. And you've seen it here with the S22 here. They basically changed the camera design, and you have an S23. So a little bit bigger battery. So essentially the same phone last year, if you want to pick that up on a steal of a deal. I don't like the battery life too much on the S22. So I will go with the S23 if it's doable for you. But definitely you're going to see them playing it safe this year, just simply to protect profits. Now, chip manufacturers are already said to be having a rough start here in 2023. So that's not great news either. That's kind of bad news as well, because that means that when Apple does launch, the upcoming, iPhone Ultra, whatever, you're probably going to see delays for up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time. So I don't think it's going to be the easiest thing to get right away either. Now, the Pro line might also sell very fast, and always the colors that are marketed the most are the ones that are going to get sold out the first. The purple was this year, space black as well was newer, so that's a big deal as well. And the last thing I want to discuss when it comes to bad news is the prices. We're not going to see dropping prices, even with the uncertain or the rough economy news that has been coming out all over the place. And some people are feeling the inflation quite a bit. The prices are still not dropping. Even the holiday quarter did not really push smartphone sales to the next level. Now, because these companies are not silly, they're pretty smart. They know how to, create profit margins. They're going to be fine. So we're still going to see them around. They ain't going nowhere. There's going to be a little pause until, people open them wallets again, until we start seeing some big changes. So I think this year, honestly, is going to be quite a boring year once again, besides what we might see with the Galaxy Fold 5 bringing S Pen into the body. We might see some new foldables introduced. Those will be different markets, but those are going to be, a subset, little niche markets trying out the foldable. I don't think it's fully mainstream just yet. Yes, Samsung is getting there. They're definitely more into the mainstream foldables now, being in the front of Best Buy stores. But at the same time, I don't see many people flipping open a foldable phone out in public. So here's the deal. This year, the bad news is that it's going to be kind of boring, honestly. So what we're going to do a lot on this channel this year is we're going to cover what comes out. It's not going to be like a ton different to talk about, but we're still going to cover it. And we're going to be covering the performance, the software, helping you out to how to enhance your smartphone experience this year. Because it's not just about getting a new piece of hardware every year. It's also about learning to master, the hardware you have, learning to use this in a way that you master it and it helps you in your everyday life. These products are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. And there even is reports that Gen Z is turning back to different, style smartphones to protect their mental health. That's important as well. Even Apple knows that, as they have included screen time and do not disturb features and sleep features and things to try to get you off that screen. But still, they secretly still want you to keep using iPhone. Obviously, it's not really a secret. They want you to keep using iPhone, but it's a big deal. So, it's not just about the hardware upgrades all the time. It's about the software. It's about the experience. How long will it last? And stuff like that. So there might be bad news in that area, but there is also good news. So stay tuned, because I'm going to talk about some of the great news, good news coming soon in a future video when it comes to smartphones. So if you found the video helpful, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click the like button for me. And the question I have for you is, do you think this is bad news? The prices not only staying the same, but potentially increasing, not seeing major changes to your smartphone upgrades. Just what do you think about this? Do you think that, people will be willing to stretch to keep going to these ultra and these ultra max phones? Or do you think the mid-rangers or these phones that are cheaper are doing enough? We're talking like Pixel 7, Pixel 7a, stuff like that. Regular iPhone, the regular base model iPhone. I'd love to hear what you got to say about this down below. It was a really great conversation in the terrible news video. Let's carry it on here in this one. Anyway, Nick here. Be sure to be well. I'll catch you all in the very next episode, and peace.